Hey, yo, Nikki. No. Not, no. Yes, that Nikki.
I would not run if President Trump ran.
I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
I will not now, not ever, support raising the gas tax. Let's increase the gas tax by 10 cents over the next 3 years.
Every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat.
I never said government should go and require anyone's name.
False.
So I think China's been a really great friend of ours. Yes, I view China as an enemy.
That was not what I intended to say. I do not think we need to pull money from the UN.
The UN, the only thing is we would defund the UN as much as possible.
Safely say, tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
That Nikki. Let me holler at you. So, I thought we just had a conversation a couple of days ago about these ludicrous, absurd things that you said about America. You said America is not a racist country. You said America has never been a racist country.
Are you a racist party? Are you involved in a racist party?
No, we're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then.
Psychologist. So, yeah, I probably struggle with psychology.
And then you started doing a bunch of talking and saying a lot of stuff that didn't make sense. And I thought we had an understanding on the back end of that conversation that what you said was not only not true, but that we also understood the reason why you said these things, and that is to appease, your constituents that just so happen to be majority white Americans, right? And if they're not white American, more than likely, then it's a woman, and there's nothing wrong with women voters.
I don't believe you.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's a coincidence that that's a huge majority of your support system, and being Democrats as well, even though you're Republican. Either way, well, I thought we had an understanding about that situation, but I guess not.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
Impressive. You're actually smarter than you look.
Mr. Weber, yesterday you said I was going to end up a garbage man.
That's right. If you keep cutting class, it's exactly what you'll become.
Well, I found out a teacher makes $24,000 a year, and a garbage man makes $28,000 a year. I'm gonna make $4,000 more than his dumb.
Because now I see that you went on CNN and said some more ludicrous things, and not only that, but you got support from the crowd.
I want to ask you about a comment you made earlier this week. You said that America has, quote, never been a racist country, unquote. Protections for the institution of slavery were written into the U.S. Constitution. The White House was built with slave labor. Your home state of South Carolina seceded from the Union, fought a war to defend the enslavement of black people. I understand you don't think America is a racist country now, but we're here at a college. Do you really think as a historical matter, America has never been a racist country?
Just real quick before she answers, this is the equivalent of someone saying to you, hey, so I heard that you said that no man has ever dunked a basketball, but we're standing in the gym with some of the greatest basketball players of all time, and they're all demonstrating right now, all these players in here right now, that they can dunk the basketball, and she's watching you dunk the basketball, and then listen to what she's about to say. If you're presented with something that is of the contrary of what you said, shouldn't you concede to that? But no, let's see what she does instead.
I mean, think about what you're saying. First of all, I will tell you, when you look at, the Declaration of Independence, it was that, men are created equal with unalienable rights, right? That was what we all knew. But what I look at it as is I was a brown girl that grew up in a small rural town. We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. And I'm so thankful they didn't.
Just because they didn't say that it was a racist country didn't mean that it wasn't a racist country. Sure, I understand trying to ingrain into your children's mind that, They can be whatever they want and strive hard and work hard and all those things, but that doesn't change reality. Nikki, say that you don't have any black friends and never had any black friends or black people in your life without saying that you don't have any black people in your life. Like, this is just a very long way of saying I don't have any black friends and I've never had any black friends, because you are so tone deaf. America was literally founded with slavery included. Was America racist when slavery happened? Was America racist when black people couldn't vote? Was America's prejudice sexist when women couldn't vote? Up until what, like 1920? Lady, what are you talking about? Something is truly wrong with this person.
Because for every brown and black child out there, if you tell them they live or were born in a racist country, you're immediately telling them they don't have a chance. And my parents would always say, you may have challenges. And yes, there will be people who are racist, but that doesn't define what you can do in this country. And so I think it's important that we tell all kids that, look, America is not perfect. We have our stains. We know that. But our goal should always be to make today better than yesterday. It's hugely important. And that's the problem I have, is we have too many people with this national self-loathing. It is killing our country. We have got to go back to loving America. We are blessed because that little brown girl in that small rural town in South Carolina, she grew up to become the first female minority governor in history. She then went on to be UN ambassador, and now she's running for president of the United States. I want every brown and black child to see that and say, no, I don't live in a country that was formed on racism. I live in a country where they wanted all people to be equal and to make sure that they had life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay, but just to push back.
No. What are they clapping for? First of all, she didn't even answer the question. What she just did there is what we like to call word salad. She said a bunch of words while saying nothing. You didn't answer the question that he said. And what I just heard you say essentially is, don't convince yourself that America isn't racist. Convince yourself that what is actually happening isn't happening. Convince yourself that history isn't what history is, so that you can focus on other things and believe more in yourself. What are you talking about, lady? The fact that she's at CNN as a Republican and got that type of support after saying nothing and not even answering the question is all we need to know. And let's just talk about the monkey in the room. Nikki Haley talking about herself as a brown woman is the most interesting thing. I'm going to use the safe word. Interesting thing I've witnessed in my life, because Nikki, what are we talking about here? You are what we like to call passing. You are the most passing brown woman I've ever seen in my life. I'm not saying that you're not a person of color, so to speak, but you are extremely fair-skinned, and I know for a fact that if you go in any hood, that's a white woman. That's not an Indian woman. That's not a woman of Asian descent. That's a white woman. People in the hood look at this person as a white woman, and she understands that she can go in many rooms and pass as a white woman. It's no coincidence that majority of her supporters are white people. We have to call it like it is. Lady, what are you talking about? That made no sense.
Back a bit, because I was a history major in New Hampshire. You're talking about the ideals of America.
Right.
But America was founded institutionally on many racist precepts, including slavery.
But when you look at said all men are created equal, I think the intent was to do the right thing.
What the heck are you talking about? This man just told you that this country was founded on the institution of slavery. Lady, that's literally based on, in America. You can argue about other places in the world that slavery, it was a different context, surrounding slavery, and it wasn't race-based. In America, it was 100% race-based. There was no white slaves in America. Lady, what are you talking about? How are you presented with facts? You look at the facts, hear the facts, and then say, but the Constitution says all men are created equal. Right. And they didn't live or abide by that. It's the same thing as like slave masters giving the slaves portions of the Bible and justifying their behavior with the good book. That don't make the good book bad. It made their actions bad. Lady, you just contradicted yourself. How is this person even running for president, bro? And people take this person serious.
Now, did they have to go fix it along the way? Yes, but I don't think the intent was ever that we were going to be a racist country. The intent was everybody was going to be created equally. And as we went through time, they fixed the things that were not all men are created equal. They made sure women became equal too. All of these things happened over time. But I refuse to believe that the premise of when they formed our country was based on the fact that it was a racist country to start with.
Literally just said otherwise. And you're talking as if the same people who founded this country was the same people that was fighting against it. No, it was different people that came along at a later time to try to change some of the very foundations that this country was founded on. It's a complete difference. And let me also say this, even the people that was back during that time frame that opposed or fought for some of the rights of black Americans owned slaves themselves, like Abraham Lincoln. The man just presented to you slavery. Lady, one word, slavery. Explain that. What are you talking about? That was just a bunch of word salad. Once again, I don't know what you're talking about here. Here's my final point. Nikki Haley, if America is not racist, a racist country, and if America has never been a racist country, and I'm not even a liberal. I'm more right-leaning on a lot of topics, but I'm about truth. I'm about truth, lady. And what you're saying is ludicrous. Here's my final point, and I want you all to hop in the comment section after this and give me your thoughts. If this country is not racist, Nikki, why did you change your name once you started getting in politics, running for president? Yeah, if you don't know, Nikki Haley's name is not even Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley isn't even Nikki Haley. You say, what's her name? I'm going to put it on the screen. Here it is. You see it right here on the screen. I don't want to butcher her name because I might not pronounce it correctly. But this is her real name. This is Nikki Haley's real name. Why did she choose to go with a different name than her actual name that she was born with? Why didn't she go with that name? Because she understands that name is going to be a turnoff to a lot of people. She understands politics. If she uses that name in a country that's majority white, in a country that's a lot of based on racist notions, these preconceived notions, they're going to look at your name and say, an Indian? Somebody of Asian descent? She understands that. It's politics. Something is truly wrong with this person.
Oh, yeah, Diddy got a podcast.